All right, thank you, Noah. And new at noon, Fort Smith police have arrested a Muldrow man accused of raping a child under the age of 14. 38-year-old Anthony Green is in the Sebastian County Jail. Court documents say the alleged rape happened in Sebastian County over 3 years, from August 2019 to August 2022. His bond is set at $250,000. Also new at noon, a Razorback basketball player is facing charges after an early morning arrest in Fayetteville. Sophomore Isaiah Seeley was booked around 2 this morning. The 19-year-old is facing 4 charges, including criminal trespassing, obstructing governmental operations, and possession of a controlled substance. He was released a few hours later on bond. The University of Arkansas has not yet released any statement about this. Well, developing right now, Luigi Mangione pleaded guilty to charges in connection to the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in federal court today. Federal prosecutors had charged Mangione with 2 counts of stalking resulting in death, which carry a potential maximum life sentence. Mangione still faces separate state murder charges in connection with that deadly shooting.
There's also the third bucket possibility here that the defense knew this was a very strong federal case. And what they're trying to do, even though I think this is a difficult battle, I think what they're trying to do is say he's already been prosecuted for this course of conduct. So the state cause of action, the state murder charge, cannot continue.
Today's hearing comes just weeks before the New York case is set to start. District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who handles the state case, says he's still moving full steam ahead. Well, the Pentagon is pushing back against reports of poor conditions on the USS Abraham Lincoln. The aircraft carrier has been deployed for more than 260 days without going to port in the war with Iran. Jared Hill has more.
Growing concerns over conditions aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln. The ship deployed for a staggering 9 months and counting, 3 months longer than a typical deployment.
They should not be deployed this long.
Jefferson Kelly's son Jackson is on his first deployment aboard the aircraft carrier. He and some of the other family members of the roughly 5,000 sailors and Marines on board say they're concerned about the length of the deployment. Worries about the impact on their mental health have also been raised.
These are old ships. They take a lot of maintenance, a lot of work. It's around the clock. You're doing something, and you're in a war zone.
CBS News has learned an investigation is underway after a sailor went overboard earlier this month. They were quickly rescued, but this comes as service members' families clashed with Acting Navy Secretary Hung Kao during a heated town hall last week over the difficult conditions. Now, Congress is demanding answers. In a letter to Kao and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal cited widespread reports of shortages of basic supplies, water contamination, plumbing issues, and deteriorating mental health. On Newsmax, Hegseth said reports of poor conditions are, quote, completely misrepresented.
We make sure that every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment.
Hegseth added that he's grateful for the sailors' sacrifice, and he also wants them home as soon as possible. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Fayetteville is one of the districts that went back to school this week, and this year the district is adding new restrictions to elementary students' screen time. 5 News reporter Claire Everbach has more on this new policy.
The Fayetteville School District will continue to use technology as an educational tool, but will be limiting elementary school students' use. The school district implemented the no cell bell-to-bell policy last year and say that they did see positive results, but now they'll also be placing restrictions on laptops. The school started using Chromebooks about 10 years ago, especially during COVID, but they're now hoping to dial back that usage. Kindergartners will now max out at 30 minutes a day, with older grades maxing out at 120 minutes a day. Brooke Buckley is the assistant principal at Washington Elementary in Fayetteville and chaired the committee that approved this policy. She says their main focus is fostering interpersonal relationships and that technology should only be part of class.
There's no relationship built between a student and a Chromebook, but that Tier 1 instruction is very important. And technology can play a role in that if the teacher is being mindful and intentional in its use.
Buckner says that the mission of Washington Elementary is to educate the whole student, and part of that is prioritizing interpersonal relationships both in the classroom and in the hallways. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Claire Everbach, 5 News.
Thank you, Claire. And as millions of children are back in class, doctors are urging parents to add an eye exam to your back-to-school checklist. The CDC says more children are being diagnosed with eye and vision problems. New report finds about 5 million children say they struggle to see what's being taught. Doctors say vision trouble can affect much more than a child's ability to read the board. It can lead to trouble focusing, falling grades, and behavioral concerns. Some signs may be easy to miss. Eye doctors say catching problems early can make a big difference.
So if we can see those kids younger, we can have treatment options and at a younger age, and that is essential for eye health later on in life.
Says school vision screenings can miss up to 75% of vision problems. Doctors recommend parents watch for warning signs like squinting, frequent eye rubbing, or trouble seeing the board, and schedule a comprehensive eye exam every year. A back-to-school challenge for some parents can be lunch. Getting picky eaters to choose healthy foods can be tough, but there are some ways to make it easier. Doctors say parents can review the school menu with their child and pick days with foods they're more likely to eat. For packed lunches, they recommend getting kids involved, letting them help pick out fruits and vegetables. The goal is to offer healthy options that kids will actually be excited about.
Take the kids to the grocery store or ask them what type of fruit or vegetable do you want in your lunch this week.
Sense of ownership at mealtime and help make healthier choices feel like part of the routine.